In the last video, I said we were going to fix an error with our animator. So the first thing that we need to do is go into our animation player and make sure that the hurt animation is not looping. So to make sure it's not looping, make sure that this little icon here is white, not blue. And then we also need to reset the position of our animator because it is, when he goes down off the screen, this here is keyframe to the wrong place. Now we could actually keyframe it to the right place in the Y position, and we might do that rather than put this code in here. So let's go ahead to our world, our 2D scene here, and we'll jump along here, and go to our animated sprite, click the animation bit down the bottom, make sure we're in the inspector, and put this back to -5, and then keyframe that. So that will, when it hits the reset button, we'll take it back to the start. So let's just check to make sure that that's working. Oh, it kind of pops up again at the end. I think we can fix that by... let's just leave it like that for now. It'll be funny. It comes back. So there's a few ways you could do it. The other way, the original way I had it, was by just actually coding it back to its original position. Okay, so there's that. Or one other thing, since we've set it to the idle frames, we could keyframe the position in here. So we could go animation player, of this, go to idle, animation, oops, change that to idle, sorry. And then we'll just go back to the start of this and keyframe the position in there. And that will also work, and then I can remove it from the hurt bit. I'll remove these 2 frames at the end. And let's just test that. There we go. Okay, now I can turn these things off here. Now, what we're going to do in this video is actually look at creating the collisions between the enemy, improving those a little bit. So first I'm going to create a new scene though, and this scene is just going to be an animated sprite. There's not going to be anything fancy about this one. I'm going to save it straight away. I'll rename this to Explosion. Save it in scenes as Explosion. And I want to add in the Cloud Puff sprites. So it might be enemy death 1, enemy death 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's those. Animation down the bottom. Sorry. Use sprite frames. We're just going to use the default, and we'll put those into there like that. Okay, we're going to add a very simple script to this. The script for this is pretty much just a couple lines. It's going to be explosion.gd. All we need to do is add in a signal, animation finished, connect, say Q3. Now we'll make sure that this animation is not looping, and then when the animation finishes, it will remove itself. So there's our explosion done. Now we can go to the enemy opossum, and we're going to create a script for this. So we're going to expand upon this die script here. Var new explosion equals explosion.instantiate. So they changed it from Godot 3 from instance to instantiate, which makes more sense. It's more common, consistent with other languages. We also need to get a reference to explosion, and I'll show you how you can do this pretty easy. Actually, I might not be able to do it here. Let's see. If I hold Control and drag that in, oh, I seem to have gotten 2 things there. So hold Control and drag in explosion. I get a reference to that. And I'll make sure that I use that reference properly. You can just type this up. It's the same thing, but I'll do it this way. Then we're going to get tree current scene add child And we're going to add in our new explosion. And we're going to set the position, new explosion, dot global position, global position. Now you could do this before or after adding it to the tree. Some people say you should do it before. Some people say it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it beforehand. We'll set the position before we add it into the scene. And then Q3. So that's still going to delete the animal, create an explosion in its place. We're going to take this function and we're going to add it to the enemy eagle script. And again, I'm going to put this at the top here. Oops. Okay, so now everything should work. If I jump on the opossum, okay, no. Well, that part worked. Let's just go test the bird. I know why the opossum's not working. We'll fix that up in a sec. Should be able to jump on the bird. There we go. The animation doesn't play. That's a really easy fix. I just forgot to set it as the default autoplay on that animation. Now, the reason that the opossum is not dying is two reasons. One, that collision box is probably way too big, to be honest. Collision shape. And I'll bring that down a little bit. Okay, and secondly, the player at the bottom, that node is overlapping this. So what I want to actually do, go back to my animated sprite, check the jump down, and make sure, just check idle, it's at his feet, so that's good. Jump down. We're going to make this hitbox collision shape a little bit bigger. This is going to cause a little bit of a problem though, so I'm actually not going to make it bigger. I'm just going to move it down like that. So it's out at the bottom and it looks good. Okay, you don't have to have perfect hitboxes. Games can feel a bit unfair when you don't have perfect hitboxes. So let's test this now. I died. Why did I still die? Okay, is he in the right group? Opossum groups. Oh no, he's not in the enemy group, just in the hurt group. So we'll save that. And I'm pretty sure the eagle is in both. No, he's not. Okay, there we go. The one in the scene was, I think I'd only changed the one in the scene, not the whole project. There we go. All right, perfect. So next video, we will be looking at adding a couple of traps in and then the user interface.